Hello, welcome to another Game Over podcast. I am Dan.
I am Aaron.
I'm Dylan.
We did a podcast last week about our predictions for the Switch.
Yeah.
So now we have the reveal. We're going to go through and just talk about what we found out. I guess what we got wrong, because most of it we did get wrong, to be fair. I think we got like one thing right.
Yeah.
Maybe two.
We went far off the price.
I was miles off. Fuck, we might as well start with the price then. The price is really expensive.
Yeah.
Like at least way more than I thought it was going to be. I guessed like £199, which may have been a bit under, I guess. Maybe
Just a bit,
Yeah.
Well, it might have been, yeah.
We're in a recession, Dan. It needs to be expensive.
Yeah, but not £280 expensive.
That's
Like,
that's
that's
solid week of work.
way more than I thought it was going to cost.
I like how at the presentation they said, "Oh, this is the Japanese price and then the US price." But if you want to find a European price, you
Yeah.
go to your
Check your
retailers. It's like, oh,
So when
okay.
they said, what was because we're not far off number-wise for the US price.
$300 does not translate.
Well, no, that's what I mean. Like, number-wise, we are. No, yeah. So when it came out, because when the price came out, me and you went, "Oh yeah, okay."
Yeah, yeah.
That'd be 250 quid.
Exactly, yeah. So
exactly what you said.
$300 equates to about £254.
Yep.
But the price we found out is 280.
280.
So
So is that the retailers fucking us out?
I doubt it.
No, because
think
every
it is.
retailer's doing it.
Yeah.
So except for what was that company? There is a company over here which, in their defence, I wish I'd have pre-ordered it from them. I think they're called Game Seek. Could be wrong.
Let's
about
go with
that.
that.
There's a company that had it up for pre-order for £198.95, and anyone that pre-ordered it at that price, they're honouring the system at that price,
That's pretty good.
which is cool.
They've
They've upped it to
either still-
280 now,
they're
but
either still making money.
yeah. But they said they were going to honour it. Like, that's cool. I wish I'd have pre-ordered it from there, not from where I pre-ordered it from.
Yeah.
Because it's costing me £339.80 for that and Zelda. Or £329 now because it's come down £10 in price for the game. But
Good
that's
time.
still 330 quid.
Yeah. Like what's a PS4 now?
You can get bundles for like 250 quid. Right?
Yeah, and that's including the game as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just still too high. I don't even think it's going to come down anything from now until March 3rd.
No, it won't.
Like they don't need to budge because Mario isn't coming out until the holidays, so Christmas bundle, and
Yep.
that's when they're going
Yeah,
to
there'll
see.
be a bundle for Christmas.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we won't see a diff until Christmas, if that.
No.
Like January sales, Black Friday, it'll get slaughtered.
Yeah.
But they're not going to budge from now until then.
Do you think anything about the summertime, or is that what they call the holiday?
Yeah, like
Oh,
because we got out summer Splatoon,
there's some. Yeah, Splatoon.
Splatoon comes out.
ARMS.
Arms, I think, might be spring. That's still going to be like mid to late April.
Like for year one releases, what have we got, guys? We've got like 10 games. Like
Yeah, I mean that's 10 announced games. There'll be others, I'm sure, but I wish they'd have announced more of that stuff. So we got Zelda, which I think on launch they got Zelda. We looked at this a minute ago. There's
1, 2,
5 games in there. Yeah, 1, 2 Switch, Bomberman.
Got the Just Dance.
Oh, that's it. Just Dance
And
the other one.
Skylanders.
Oh, Imaginators, whatever it's called. Right? Yeah.
It's the second one, Skylanders, really.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
And then did we say Mario Kart already?
Mario Kart is
And
28th
Deluxe,
of April.
Deluxe, yeah. Which is a kind of a remake of the Wii
get
U
like
version.
I think they add a couple extra characters and maybe some extra maps.
Yeah, I know we got like at least 2 new maps.
Yeah, and I think they got Splatoon characters in it as well.
But it's like one of the main things is they're flogging these as like 60, 50 quid games.
Yeah, so the Zelda game is £60, but we've seen it on Amazon for £50, which
Yep.
it used to be
I mean,
£60.
£50 is still a lot of money. £50 is still more than £50 is still more than I'm getting Resident Evil 7 for next week.
That
Let's
is
put it
true,
way.
yeah.
Like,
Specific. Yeah.
Like
I'm certain. I think we said this when the prices got announced. That it's the cartridges that are doing it.
Yeah, so it's a new format of game, which we used to have in CDs, right? So
Yeah.
this is probably going to add a bit
we
more to the
went back
price.
to go forward.
Which is the same way the Vita games were quite expensive. Vita games are 40 something quid.
That's it. I want Final
compared
Fantasy 7 on a cartridge now. just so we can go back time and like Square Enix never broke up with Sega. But that's a different story.
Yeah, so like CDs. I mean, it's probably a better move to move towards cartridges because, like, you know,
Is that financially better though? Like,
because if you think about it, like solid state hard drives and stuff, that's the future there. And if we're talking about moving away from moving parts, aka spinning CDs,
yeah.
it's probably
Yeah.
the better move. But
Yeah, so that's how this machine's so slim. And all
Exactly,
that.
yeah.
I had a friend that went to the London event the day after thingy. He played with it and he said that they got to look at the cartridges. The cartridges are similar sort of size to 3DS cartridges
Yeah.
or DS cartridges, maybe slightly wider a bit.
Yeah, it's like 4 times.
Yeah,
on there, easy.
and obviously it loads up really quickly because it's off a cartridge instead of a disc. And he said he played a bit of Breath of the Wild.
What was the transition time like?
He said it's almost instant. So he said there's 2 ways to do it. So the first time you do it, there'll be a message on the screen to kind of teach you what's going on. You just set a setting. Once you've done all that sort of shit, he said you put it back in, push off your hand. By the time you've looked from your TV to your hand and sort of like adjusted your hand, it's on your screen. So it's there within like 4 seconds,
Oh, I need to see that.
which is cool.
I need to see that work. EGX.
although it doesn't sort of include the part where you need to turn your TV, wait for your TV to warm up, and then select the input.
So that's the thing. So I wonder whether taking it out of the dock. So from TV to dock is instant,
definitely.
Is it-
yeah.
and from dock to TV is instant as well, I guess. But
Yeah, yeah.
Is it
But-
going
I
to
mean-
take me off HDMI?
that's the thing. So when I turn
Yeah.
my PlayStation off,
Yeah, jump
my
back to
TV
Sky.
then goes, "Doosh," there's no signal. So
Yeah.
I'll just go to the nearest signal, which is usually my aerial.
Yeah.
So I presume it will do that when I unplug the switch. So I think I'll put my switch in.
But when you put your switch back in, your TV isn't going to go, hey, HDMI's on, is it?
No,
Is
because you just have to switch to HDMI, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I realise
like-
that that's a really petty thing to complain about. Oh, my big fancy TV. It was like I've got to pick up a remote to change the channel.
Oh, I'm lazy.
we have it so easy.
But yeah, what do we actually get for our 280 British pounds?
So 208. When you look at the other prices of all the stuff that's included, it's probably not that bad. But so
Oh,
you
yeah,
get the-
definitely, yeah.
You get the console itself, so you don't get any game with the
Nope.
the package,
Yeah.
the 280.
Well,
pound
they've
package.
announced anyway. Like, that doesn't
But
mean
if they
won't
do
have,
like a
couple of
300
mini
quid
games on it.
package with a game, so that's fine, right?
If they
they
like
do,
want
yeah.
to Switch or something, that would be pretty
That
awesome.
should have been included with the game. That should have been included. Like, that's Wii Sports. That's.
So with the actual package, you
Yep.
get the Joy-Con controllers with the little plastic holder,
Nice.
Mhm.
Excellent.
and you get a strap included. For
Yeah,
each
it's
of the
like
Joy-Cons.
two straps, yeah,
It's
yeah.
your Wii remote in case you don't kill anybody when
Yeah.
you're on the train.
Apparently, it also takes it adds like half an inch to the size of the width of the Joy controller. So
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
So they're admitting the controls are too small.
It's going to help people with slightly bigger hands than.
Yeah,
So I don't know whether that's them admitting it. I think it might be them admitting it, you know.
Yeah.
Or the other side of it is like, I guess, if there's that small, it fits onto the controller, it's not sticking out that far, I guess. But my friends who went there to play it said it is easy to play with the adapters on it. Because when it's there, the buttons are kind of. Well, they're sort of like inset into the rail that you put into the thing. So when it's in your hand,
Yeah.
like, you can't see this on audio, but you guys can. It's about that big.
All right.
So the buttons are kind of like here.
It's a SNES controller,
Yes.
like a little.
Probably a bit
So
short,
when-
short of the top.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you
so
say.
when the thing's on it, it's kind of up there about another inch out. So your hands apparently just hold it nicer.
Always,
So without it, it's there.
it's almost like a chocolate bar,
It's,
really.
It's the slim PSP.
Think of 2 Kit Kat fingers.
Two Kit
That's
Kat.
about.
It's the PSP Go.
PSP Go. Oh my god.
Oh god, that little thing, dude. I had one of them.
Except this one
What's
actually
the
has a external memory.
And that's a chance of
Thank
living.
God on that. I hope.
Should we talk about the hardware that's on the actual device?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, we're going to talk about
kick
what
stuff
it
off.
comes
Yeah,
with
yeah.
actually. Yeah.
So the hardware itself, do you want to have
Yeah, I remember. So okay, so for 280 quid you get 2 Joy-Con controllers, which is 70 quid on their own. 2 straps, which are a £5 on their own.
Yep.
Right. Joy-Con controller grip, which is £25 on its own. Although is that £25 for the charger one?
So the one that comes with the actual console is just a plastic holder for the controllers.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how the charging is going to work exactly, if you can plug it
I
into the controller itself
I
or
think they said it goes into the USB 3, USB-C
the jack at the back.
stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
So the one that's actually included is just a piece of plastic which your controllers are hooked onto. The Joy-Con controllers have its own power, which you can't, from what I've seen, there's no battery that you can take out and charge. It's actually
No, it's like
when it's docked, it charges them.
yeah.
Yeah.
But if you want to have a charging grip, it's £25.
So how much is you were saying this the other week, how much is, what's the tech based on again? The NVIDIA?
NVIDIA Shield?
That's it, yeah, it's NVIDIA Shield. If you had the NVIDIA Shield, so just that tablet, how much is that tablet?
I think it was like £200. Like, you know how you were suggesting it was going to be £200 for this?
Yeah.
But
We're like, nope.
probably not, no.
Gotta be more.
300 though?
The thing is, this isn't even the best hardware that NVIDIA have got.
No, it's the one behind, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just one behind, yeah. So,
But that's...
it must be a lot of the Nintendo stuff, which is why it costs a bit more. Which, you know, it makes
Yeah,
sense.
I mean they're giving away controllers with it that cost you 70 quid. You get like nearly £200 worth of shit with it. Like if you look
Yeah,
at how much,
pretty
if you total up how much a grip, the straps, the controllers and stuff would cost you, that's that, and then the machine itself with the charging port. I think the charging port is £80 worth of kit as well. So you can buy the dock separately.
Oh,
for
yeah,
£80,
that's right.
which I've just this second remembered. The idea being that you can, which actually that kind of makes the Switch £200, doesn't it? I guess. Looking at it that sort of way.
Yeah. Okay.
Just
Do you want to
the
look at it
tablet.
that way?
I am looking that way.
Okay,
I win that
the
way.
way I'm going to look at it is, so these are the facts here. So 280 for the console. The Joy-Cons, if you want to buy them separately, if you want to buy them together, they are £70. So
you can also buy them separately, right?
you can buy them
I don't
separately, yeah.
understand
$49.
because that's half a controller.
So yeah, to buy them separately, it costs you a lot more than buying them together, which is about £40.
Well, why do they sell them separately? That's what I don't understand. Like, who needs just the right or just the left?
I can sort of understand it if you either lose one, but then you shouldn't have lost it in the first
Yes,
place, really.
but
You know?
like, the sort of thing.
£5 wrist
Plus,
thing.
the thing clips onto the thing. Like, the only way you can lose them is if you like lose the machine.
Yeah, people were drunk.
Like-
We were playing SingStar,
Yeah.
and we fell out a window.
Yeah, so if you have like, I don't know if like
guess
a Mario Party game was ever going to come to this thing, but
Oh,
There will be.
why you
Eventually.
wouldn't buy like, you know, couple combos instead of
Yeah.
single ones?
You
Like,
just mass buy it.
exactly,
Yeah.
yeah. So there's so £40 individually if you want to buy one of those, and that's for both left and right side.
Yeah.
Make sure you don't buy the wrong side,
Yeah.
otherwise
You've
you
got to
know.
get a corresponding colour. Don't get two red ones.
Do you reckon you can get like a right one that's blue and red?
I don't know.
They'll have like
Yeah.
loads of colours, won't they?
Like
Yeah.
literally.
They will do it. Yeah.
I wonder if they've made them individual colours to begin with, so people don't get confused which one goes where.
There is eBay shops being built right
Maybe.
now
I
just
should
for
think so.
your
I see.
handheld made
Very
skins.
probably.
So if you're not a fan of the Joy-Con controllers, you've got the Pro controller, which is
Yeah.
everyone knows
It's
what that
Game
looks
Boy
like.
Cube. It's an Xbox controller.
I
Exactly,
do
yeah.
wish that had come with the machine as well.
No.
I know it's not necessary, but I don't know. It's just something else for my money.
Can we, yeah.
Considering they're not giving me a game.
You can have Shovel Knight.
To be fair, do we have a game that we need to use a Pro controller on it? Really? Not until like maybe
Skyrim.
Splatoon comes out or something, right?
Yeah.
Splatoon actually, because that can get competitive as hell.
Yeah.
Plus we don't have.
And then so we
fighting
haven't actually
noise.
played the Switch anyway, so we don't know how the
Yeah,
Joy-Cons feel in the grip.
exactly. Yeah.
They might work fine. From like all the videos I've seen of like the event, and my friend who went there said playing Zelda on it's fine. And the idea that you can like take them off the grip and hold them in each hand separately apparently feels quite alright because you can sort of sit there and relax.
Alright.
So you'd have to swing them around like you would a Wiimote, but like
I need a controller. in my hand.
we need to figure
I
out.
prefer the
Literally.
iPro controller, yeah.
Okay.
iPro just steadily, either on the sides of the machine or on the grip.
For a guy with big hands, I think it might be a bit.
Yeah, like
Yeah, because you'll have to. Yeah,
I struggle to play my Vita.
Yeah,
Like I love my Vita, but like it's
Yeah,
not
I
something I can
worry
sit there
that-
for like 6 hours.
Exactly. Yeah.
yeah. So I worry that from what I've seen of them, again, not having touched them, that one of the Joy-Cons, because they're in slightly different places on each Joy-Con,
It's
so
not
the analog
symmetrical.
stick.
It's not
yeah.
symmetrical. So the analog sticks are further up on one side than they are on the
Yeah,
other.
so on
Yeah.
the right-handed one, the
It's
analog
lower.
stick is almost right in the centre.
Oh, weird.
So
So when you pass,
I
it on to
imagine
play-
when you're touching, you can't see what I'm doing with my hands on the podcast. I just realised. So when you've got your hands on the buttons and on the stick,
Yeah,
like if you're tilting right and pushing
I think it's
X
Y or something.
or Y,
Yeah, yeah.
like I mean they're literally next door to each other, like within,
Yeah, yeah.
within like millimetres
Oh,
of each other
God.
at that point. Whereas on the other one you're kind of a little bit further, you're like a couple of centimetres over.
Yeah.
So
Well,
I think
we're gonna have to
that
get
might
hands-on
be a
with it.
pain in the arse to play stuff like Mario Kart that way with. I'm excited to play it still.
That's it.
but
Like, No More Heroes is going to be like Cramp City.
I hope it's No More Heroes that he's doing.
I don't think it is. I think he's making like some Mexican
Some
wrestling
sort.
game. I just made that up, but like it sounds so Studio 51.
It sounds almost like Chili Con Carne to something.
Yeah, it's
Like,
Chili Con Carne.
That wasn't really a wrestling game, though.
Yeah,
Well, not at all.
Guacamole.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Anyway,
Guacamole is good.
So that'll be
Sorry,
like
yeah.
the general price of everything.
Yeah.
yeah,
So in short, I was way off with my prediction. You two were closer.
I was 250.
Yeah.
So
I thought-
technically mine was right, but like shops just don't know how to convert pounds
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
dollars, but still.
I would have been kind of right if it wasn't for the fact I said it would be this price, but with a game. But God, this was a £60 per game,
Yeah.
really.
I think one thing I think
Yeah.
I said last time was I think there's going to be two models, like a base model and a deluxe model,
Yeah,
which there isn't. Which I'm surprised at because the Wii U had two models.
holidays coming. Like your deluxe
might be
model
one.
would be like with the
I
terabyte.
don't. But then that's the look at this. I don't know how what a deluxe model would have because
Yeah.
like this, the base model comes with a bunch of shit anyway.
How about
Not shit, but
how about a 64 gig hard drive as opposed to a little shitty 32?
Oh yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I don't care if everything's on cartridge. Like
so I'm actually not fussed like that because all my games will be on cartridge. I don't like downloadable games. I like shit on
Yeah,
my shelf
but, like-
personally.
how many games are just downloadable games? How many games piss you off that you don't have
Yeah.
a physical copy of?
So I want to know what
If you
sort
get
of, like,
if you get Eternal Darkness free,
that'd be really
you're not going to pay like 20 quid for a physical copy of Eternal Darkness.
No.
If they give you Conker's Bad Fur Day, you're not going to pay 160
Yeah, no,
quid for a physical Nintendo 64 copy of Conker's Bad Fur Day.
Oh god, I don't know.
Like, but you still want to play those games because I am the great mighty Pooh.
Oh god.
What
How that even
game?
happened?
What a game!
Such a good game on. But yeah, and that's kind of what we need the hard drive for,
Yeah.
and that's mostly why I'm ticked off about the 32.
So they've
Yeah.
got 32 gig hard drive,
Yeah, like-
but they have expandable storage as well.
Do we remember was it the arcade copy of the 360 that was like 8 gig or some shit like that?
Yes, it was.
And then you got an update that was like 3 gig.
Mm-hmm.
So
What,
when
just
you
on top of that game?
Yep. On top of that, so your actual like hard drive space was like 6.
Yeah, this is the entire hard drive.
Yeah.
of the-
Oh yeah, I remember that now.
that was the Elite, wasn't it?
Yeah.
When the Elite had the arcade edition or the non-arcade edition. I don't remember which one it was.
It was the stupid one that could play
Yeah.
Xbox games.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we can't have that happen. I can't plug in my Switch and then go, oh yeah, you got 15. You got like 15 gig. And then you go, oh wow, I want to play Skyrim right now.
Yeah.
No, you can't.
And if you think about it, we've heard the news like recently, just to put in that these are getting sold out, but we know not really.
Yeah.
If
Yeah,
Zelda were
it's
to ever
when-
get sold out, and we can't buy any Zelda copies, there is a downloadable option, but it is 15 gig.
Which is 40% of your actual,
Mm-hmm.
which is stupid.
Yeah.
But no, that's stupid. Like you wait for your physical copy. Like
Yeah.
you're a Zelda fan, you're a Nintendo fanboy. Like you want that on your shelf.
If you really
Like-
want to play, you've probably got a Wii U, and you're going to
Yep.
try it buying there.
Oh yeah, like the amount
Yeah.
of people that have been saying that they're just going to get it for Wii U, and I'm like,
So I've seen a lot
I
of people
kind of
do that
don't
as well.
blame you, but
I
I've
don't.
seen the graphics. The
It does look very nice on the Switch.
graphical difference
Does look
is
really nice, yeah.
insane.
Yeah.
Like there's a massive
It
jump.
does look
there.
really nice
I'm
on the
surprised
Switch.
it runs on both consoles.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's talk about that. So it's got a 6.2 inch touchscreen.
Yep.
It's
We've-
720p. It's not
None of the
1080p.
games so
But
far.
if it
have
runs
turned off the
smoothly in
touchscreen.
720, we don't need anything more.
Plus, it's
Yeah, yeah.
It's size up.
especially if you play it on the handheld form, it's a smaller screen, so pixels going to be squashed
Yeah,
down.
like
You're
the-
not going to really see much of a difference.
You
really.
won't notice a big
Was the
difference.
Vita
anyway.
1080?
I don't know.
Which one?
The Vita would have been 1080.
Vita was
would have
like,
been
it was like a
720
weird
maybe.
resolution.
Yeah, like it
No,
was.
it's 80,
It
wasn't it?
wasn't
Yeah, you're right.
HD. It was like. It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
We're
Yeah.
running in hit. No, we're not.
So this one's at least running.
But
in-
none of the games ran at that native resolution.
definitely
So
not.
A lot of them looked lovely, but it was never like handheld.
It's
stuff
not like
needs to
holding a
run in that.
PS4 in your hand.
Like
Essentially, yeah.
if the DS treats us anything, graphics
yeah.
do not make a game.
Yeah. I'd say as long as because this is handheld and not home, okay, it is home console. But I'd like to think that it may do as well as the 3DS does. Maybe not as well because the 3DS did ridiculously well. But like, I'd like to think that it gets treated the way the 3DS does, not the way the Wii U did.
I hope Nintendo make a profit.
Yeah.
Like yeah,
I
that's
mean, yeah, this
basically-
could be their Dreamcast if it goes wrong. Like
want-
this could, like the Wii U was a failure.
Yeah, like we had like one original IP announced. Like even though we've got something like Has Been Heroes, which kind of looks so
yeah.
great. But like the only thing I'm actually excited for is Project Octagon Travel.
Oh,
I think it's called.
Yep. So the Square Enix
Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah,
2D thing.
Yeah, it has. It looks a lot like a bit like Final Fantasy Tactics, but forget the grid. Like it's definitely got that artwork. It looks like it's got like a tiny bit of Vanillaware in there. Like
Yeah, so it
everything
reminded.
looks
I looked at
polished.
it as what's that Vanillaware game where you can play the woman with the big
Dragon's
legs?
Crown.
Dragon's Crown. I think it reminded me of that.
Oh, yeah.
If they they just went and made it sort of slightly 3D-ish.
Yeah, but we've got the
Cool.
traditional party setup on the left, enemy setup on the right,
Yep.
and kind of a bit of Fire Emblem in there. Like
I can see that.
Yeah.
yeah, but like even though like. The name of that game, like they haven't even made a name yet, and if we're all honest with ourselves, there was like 15 seconds of actual gameplay in that. It was just like
someone
slides
walking
with
past
names,
something in the air.
and I'm like, oh yeah, that looks cool.
Yeah.
Like, but yeah, I'm excited for that. Like, and little shout out to Has Been Heroes because I was like watch about like an hour of that gameplay, and it looks like Plants vs Zombies, but roguelike.
Yeah.
Like every time you complete a stage, your troop like moves forward.
Oh,
And
okay. You just push
It
along
looks like
with
it's got like a looks like it's got the Pythons. Like a little bit of Fable humor in there because
Oh,
the story
right,
is you're
cool.
sending two princesses to school, and they're being protected by these has-been heroes. And like, there's just three of you. You got the tank, you got the rogue,
sounds
you got the
quite
mage, and you're just juggling combos to. You got endless waves of skeletons, and you're just jumping them back in the queue.
I see. I see.
And it looks like a fun game, but made for your console. If you know what I mean. Like,
Yeah.
and I like little games like that. Something that you can just pick up randomly. Maybe not as hard as Darkest Dungeon, but a bit harder than Plants vs Zombies. Yeah. But no, Nintendo need to jump on like original IP. Like even
They do.
Mario looks excellent. But yeah, it's like just blah blah blah.
Oh, what's that?
So, should we just cover the rest of the hardware and then?
Yeah, we'll go back to hardware.
So on the back of the console, there's a HDMI port, which connects to your TV.
Standard.
Yeah.
USB-C, which we're starting to see a lot more in small devices, I guess. So it's the replacement for micro USB, which
Alright.
you
Yeah,
find on
it is. Yeah.
the bottom of your phone, or
Yeah.
which it's pretty much you can plug it in either upside down and it'll be the same thing.
Yeah.
Obviously, it has the power adapter, which will, when it's stopped, it will charge your tablet and Joy-Con controllers.
That's cool.
Yeah, so it's got expandable storage as well, which is the up to 2 terabyte micro SD support. So
That is cool. Like,
so it'll be an excellent.
you don't need it. I'll admit.
Yeah, you don't need two terabytes, but it'll be nice
future-proofing
for
that
if you
console.
want to keep downloading your games. But what did you say the price was when you looked it up?
I looked at a 512 gigabyte micro SD, and that was £200.
We'll just stop looking now.
Like, yeah, so 2 terabyte is going to be ridiculously expensive.
Yeah. But it's happy to know that the billionaire gamers
Yeah.
just got a 2 terabyte SD. Woo! What are you
Well, 2
playing?
terabyte storage on
Pong.
that thing, you'd never have to like change it again.
Literally.
We all know Nintendo's target demographic is the
Yeah.
Billionaire gamers. Like, yeah, they secretly funded the $1 million edition of Saints Row.
Oh yeah, that car.
Let's go skydiving. Let's reenact a heist. No, let's not. I want to play the fucking game. It was an okay game.
And so yeah, they have Amiibo support, which is on one of the controllers. There's like an NFC reader.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like,
inside
it's-
the analog stick.
I love the bit in the presentation where he just like picked up Zelda and just went, I was like, yeah, that works. I was like,
I'm waiting to see if people would have mad trouble trying
I
to get it
don't-
working on their side.
I don't think people actually use amiibos anymore.
I'm not
I
sure
think
they're that
people just
popular,
collect them.
Fancy.
That's
or,
true,
Yeah.
Like literally, they're like
What
just
game really uses them, really? Like,
like
Well, I think most Nintendo games
Smash Bros.
have.
Can you get
Yeah, I
like
think you
costumes
probably
and
can.
shit?
maybe, yeah. I've never played.
I know Breath of the Wild does, so you can wherever your there's amiibos for Link's or not Link's Awakening, Twilight Princess.
Yeah.
So you can wave the wolf over it, and you've got like a wolf companion running around with you. for a
Also,
bit.
that's the
That'll
little
be-
white one that showed up in the trailer. Maybe That's totally wrong. There was
No.
definitely a white fox in the trail.
Oh no, that's probably part of the actual story for Breath of the Wild.
Alright,
Yeah,
that's cool.
So with the fox or wolf rather from Twilight Princess that follows around kind of like a buddy.
You can.
So and then when it
plushies,
dies, it
basically.
dies, and I think you have to wait a day before we can call it again. Like, it is just a power up essentially.
That seems
So something that I would
unnecessary,
never
but kind of
use.
cool.
Yeah, it's something I'll never use, but I think okay, well if you got the thing, you might as well use it. I guess.
Okay.
Like I haven't bought any amiibos because I don't want any.
You've made good life choices, Dan.
Yeah.
I mean,
So,
like really
yeah.
freaking expensive as well.
They are, yeah.
And
Fucking.
They're less expensive than they were. Which
it's like almost collecting Beanie Babies, really, isn't it?
sort of yeah.
But
It's something that I think as a kid I think I'd have loved stuff like Amiibos and Skylanders. Like the idea that I can grab these collectible toys and put them on my TV screen would have blown my
I'm going to
tiny
go off
mind.
on a tiny tangent.
Yeah.
Okay. If Nintendo bought the rights from Game Freak, who own Pokemon,
Uh-huh.
then
How cool would that be,
made amiibos for every single Pokemon
Oh god.
and implemented them into Pokemon Arena or Coliseum, they would make shitloads of money.
That would be cool.
And every time I think of this, I just think, why didn't that happen? Like,
Well,
that just
how cool,
seems easy.
How does anyone know how big the chips are? Could you, an example, like, I really think, could you put them in Pokemon cards? How cool would
Yeah.
it be to have Pokemon cards with the chips in them? So you just wave your
you-
Pokemon card over it and it.
In,
I don't see why you can't just have a special edition Pokemon card, which is like NFC in there as well.
Yeah.
in booster packs, you do get a digital code that you can open a virtual pack online.
Alright,
Just implement stuff like that.
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
and with the introduction.
Back to the Switch.
Oh, yeah, the
Sorry, yeah, back to the Switch.
So amiibos, yeah. Which one should we talk about first?
What have we got here?
This one or battery life?
Let's go for the battery life
Battery
because
life.
I think that's a massive range.
3 to 6 hours.
2.5 to 6.5 hours.
2.5 to 6.
It's
I think what we're going to see is like games like Zelda. That is probably going to be closer to
Zelda
2.5.
said
It
yeah,
said
so
3 hours.
So let's
3
say
hours.
3 hours for Zelda.
Yeah.
6 and a bit hours if you're playing not 1-2
Arms.
Switch because you've got nothing.
Bomberman.
Bomberman probably yeah
Yeah.
because arms are still on your TV screen because you still got to take the Joy-Cons off. And like, yeah, so
Yeah.
it's. I'm not that surprised about Zelda
Probably
being
get 6
3
hours
hours.
out of
ever.
Disgaea. It's cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can see that.
Handheld, like,
The side scrolling, those types of games, yeah,
Yeah.
of course, yeah.
Oh, 3 hours isn't bad. Like I guess I'd probably get 3 hours out of Uncharted Golden Abyss.
I plan, like,
Like,
if,
you know,
when
like-
it's in handheld mode, when I'm sat in my bedroom, it's going to be plugged in the wall. I'm going to be charging it. Like,
That's the thing, yeah. So
every game it just
true.
does that.
most of my games are going to be on my TV.
My feeder is never
yeah.
not unplugged, which is really weird.
So actually, my Switch is mostly going to be on my TV anyway. So I'll take it
don't think
downstairs
it's a-
if I want to watch TV. But
I don't think it's a terrible battery life. I just think it's. I expected more. I expected like
I wanted
5
like
hours.
4, 5 and up. Yeah.
Yeah, like
but
5 to 7.
3 to
But-
6 isn't bad. Like
But this is Nintendo.
Yeah.
They make consoles, man. They've got
Yeah,
like
yeah.
they got like 5 consoles under their belt.
They do.
if not more. Yeah. I don't, we've just got to take it for what it is. We will buy charger packs by the 10,000.
yeah,
That's true. Plus, I don't know if like because they have USB-C, and I don't know if like the
Oh, yeah.
portable console has a port in there.
yep, yeah, it does. Yeah,
Yeah.
you can plug it in AC adapter
Why
to
not
your
just
wall.
use,
Charger.
yeah, you just get one of those portable
Yeah.
battery packs
Yeah,
and see if
yeah.
that works.
Oh yeah, I don't know if that will have enough power to charge.
Yeah,
to run
you
a
might have to buy
console.
like a high-powered one of some sort.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Sure, I'm sure something will. You'll fix
The ones
it.
that
be some
look
sort of-
like hard
yeah.
drives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well, Pokemon Go players will be sorry.
What else we got?
So the last thing on that list was really the Joy-Con HD haptic feedback on the controllers.
Oh, the Rumble.
The wrong.
Yeah, so the ice cubes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Such a shit advert, man.
I want to go back to that. I want to go to that after we're done with. I'll go back to that advert. Just how cringeworthy some of those people were. But no, back to the haptic rumble.
So from the presentation I gathered, you can actually now feel how many ice cubes are in a cup of glass when you're
it's
holding the
such a
controller.
ridiculous-
It was used
way
in the
to do
Wii,
it.
right? I mean, the Wii U.
No.
Like, wasn't it used on Smash Bros? Didn't you get like feedback from like the blows and the hitting and stuff like that?
I never played it on
Don't
Wii.
think you did.
All right, I've never
No.
played Wii U. I'm just going from he said.
No, I don't think you do.
I'm sure if they've introducing it like this, it's probably quite a new feature, right?
Yeah.
They must have a plan,
Yeah.
right? Not just milk and cows. Like that isn't a plan.
No, not at all. Yeah, so they're what I don't know whether or not Zelda will use it.
Maybe like The thing is, like, heartbeat during like a Resi game or something like that. That could be cool.
That'd
Like,
be cool.
if
Yeah,
it-
so it kind of gets heavier and heavier and heavier, and then softer and heavier. Yeah,
It's in each palm of the hand, so that might feel like really cool.
yeah.
I trust Nintendo to actually come up with a good feature for it.
I hope so.
They're not going to make like Star Fox and just go, it runs. No, it literally runs.
It could also be one of those features that just gets ignored quite quickly.
Yeah.
Because the only thing that's shown it off thus far is 1-2 Switch.
Yeah.
And from what I've heard of people playing it, there's one where you milk a cow.
And why can't it just be like a WarioWare game? Like,
Yep.
Yeah.
There will be WarioWare though.
I hope so. Yeah.
Yeah, there should be.
This console was pretty much made for something like that, really. Wasn't it?
Yeah.
That's what's up. Yeah, it has more. I don't want to say gimmicks because gimmicks makes it sound bad, but it is.
Features.
There are more of those things in it than I thought there'd be. I thought those things would be literally controllers that you snap on, snap off.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting it to have another IR camera at the bottom of it,
Rock,
which
paper, scissors.
it can do. You can do other stuff as well. Apparently, there's one where you eat a sandwich on the Switch, and it
Yeah,
can tell
like you put it in
whether
your
your
mouth
mouth
and
is
you
open,
bite into it
and you
or
just sort of like
something.
hold it and chomp.
Why is that?
I refuse to believe a console can do like a little camera inside of a controller can do that. That seems that just seems like you've chucked money into the controller. That's why my controller costs so much because it's got a fucking camera in the bottom of it. I'm never going to use that.
I hope that because if it's like a Wiimote and it works like a Wiimote and you don't have to buy a sensor bar, that's a good thing.
Yeah. That's actually.
Yeah.
I might see something like Time Crisis where you just put it on the screen and it works.
It would be cool if they. Yeah, that's only. But I don't think.
How would
they'll
that work
bring
for
it into
railguns?
it.
Like that, it's got nothing to feed off.
Maybe it would be like Duck Hunt where the screen goes
Maybe.
completely blank for a split second except a pixel, and if your
And you get to like
gun's
just
pointing at it,
maybe.
then it works.
Thing is, that thing's on the bottom of the controller.
Is
So
it?
if you wanted to point it at your TV, for example,
The trigger's on the other side.
triggers are now
Oh,
pointing at
really?
you, so you
Okay.
can't use that as a gun, basically.
I see.
Which basically killed everyone's
Like-
Wii backwards compatibility
Dead.
dreams.
That's where the gun attachments are
Yeah.
going to come in for the controller.
Actually, while we're on about backwards compatibility, I'm irritated that GameCube games didn't get announced with Virtual Console, which is something that I thought was going to happen, and they were rumoured was going to happen, and hasn't. I don't think it's even on their list of stuff that is going to happen this year, sorry. Apparently they've said they've noticed the interest in it, which is cool. They've actually
What,
acknowledged
just-
that they've acknowledged finally that people want GameCube games.
No, I wouldn't say finally. I'd say for a long freaking time.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I hope they come to it. And looking at the controllers, they've got the same buttons as a GameCube had.
Yeah.
There's no reason you couldn't get a GameCube game working on there.
I think that's probably going to be an E3 thing if it gets announced at all.
Yeah.
If
Treehouse, right?
Yeah, they're probably doing a Microsoft in the fact that when they announced the online features, inverted commas, they're probably going to see like what the backlash is like. Yes, I have a game, I'm having it back. It's a terrible thing, but if the acceptance is mostly good, they'll probably keep it. If not, they've got a backup
fix
plan.
it.
They'll have something in the back ass pocket. You know they will.
Yeah. So at one point, we've been really negative-ish about it so far, but it doesn't mean we hate it.
Oh, no,
I mean,
like-
I was negative about the Xbox One when it got announced with all that stuff.
Yeah, and
So it
you've
doesn't mean
played-
Nintendo can't look at it and go, oh, okay, we'll backtrack on that a little bit.
Yeah, they're allowed to.
Yeah, it's a new console. There's going to be ideas that work and others that don't work.
Yeah.
And some of the stuff is probably going to work really well.
They're effectively 2 years late.
Yeah.
The Wii U didn't have.
Plus, all the early adopters are going to be the ones with the worst end of the stick.
Yeah, so I'd say you can't judge the Switch just yet. I'd give it 2 years and look at the state it's in. And see, what sort of games are out for it, what sort of third-party support there is for it, how bolstered the online stuff is,
Yeah.
whether or not GameCube is now something you can play on it. I really want my fucking GameCube games on it.
How long has the Wii U been out for?
5 years? Just about? Just under.
Wow.
Something I remembered
Yeah.
the other day, in January of 2014, so 1 year after the Wii U came out, Nintendo leaked, well, Nintendo had a leak, details for the Switch.
Yeah.
Like-
Yeah, because it is.
Yeah, so at that point there was like rumours like, oh, they're working on some sort of handheld thing that goes on your TV, which no one really took that much notice of back then. It's like, man, That's 1 year
we
after the
always
Wii U
thought it was
came
some
out. They
guys-
knew.
Some fanboy just made this up.
But Nintendo
Yeah.
knew the Wii U wasn't doing very well at that point. That's not good news if you're like already leaking the shit for your next console 1 year later.
I wonder if that was supposed to be like early stages was supposed to be like Wii U and Switch at the same time, and if it's going to be replacing the 3DS at that time, anything like that.
Definitely.
It could. Well,
looks
back
like-
then it would have been just proof of concept. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, like aesthetic-wise, they're
Yeah.
very similar.
they are. Yeah, yeah.
Kind of glad that we're here at this stage rather than having both consoles.
No, they just wouldn't mesh.
No.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a nice little segue to games.
Yep.
The launch, we've already covered this really, but Breath of the Wild, Bomberman, 1-2 Switch, Mario Kart, Just Dance, the latest one,
Yeah.
and Skylanders as the launch lineup, I guess.
It's not an amazing launch
not a-
lineup, is it?
Like Zelda just mix up. Like,
Yeah.
Bomberman's cool, and 1-2-3 Switch should be free. Like, if that's a tenner, I'd buy that. Not 40 quid, that's stupid.
Yeah.
The thing is, Zelda is it's like top 5 games of this year, possibly. Like,
Yeah, Zelda's really good, but
Nintendo people will buy it day one to play them.
yeah,
That is a thing. That will be a thing. Everybody else, me, I've never played a Zelda game. Played Spirit Tracks, I had to blow on my DS, put it down after that. I'm like, what the shit? I was on a train at the time.
Oh, there will definitely be a feature like that with the HTE.
You have to
Whatever
windmill.
there is,
You have
yeah.
to windmill using
I hope
like
they
the
don't do
rumble
that.
controls.
I hope they don't.
In order to fly with the parachute, you have to hold your controllers in the air.
Let's not do that. That is.
In order to eat food, you need to point the infrared at your mouth.
You have to get like Nigel Lawson. Oh, tea tree aisle. But yeah, as a launch lineup, that is bad.
yeah.
That is bad, right?
I
think so?
sort of understand why the people said, "Oh,
Yeah, so we got-
Galaxy, Odyssey," and Mario Kart. I sort of get why Odyssey's not there. I guess if you got that against Zelda, the two will compete against each other because that's two big
But you
titles from
You-
Nintendo. But I wanted a big title from someone that's not Nintendo as well.
you take out 1-2 Switch because that's a mini game.
Give that away to the
That's-
machine.
That's raving
Yeah.
rabbits.
Plus,
You
plus I think what we've heard is like there's only like 5 games in there or something.
yeah, like there might be hidden features.
There could be
inside.
other games that
There
are
might be a game
when you
inside
get
the
it.
game.
I hope so.
Oh my god. Just Dance and Mario Kart
Yeah.
are 2 games we've already had.
Mhm.
That game plus DLC. And people probably have that for the U.
No,
Yeah, most people have Mario Kart 8 for the U.
to add to that as well, like I wouldn't say too many people have a Wii U and probably never play these games, so it would be quite nice for them
There
to
is
pick it up.
that, yeah.
Yeah, that's-
I think they was expecting Zelda to sell more on the Switch than the Wii U simply because no one bought the Wii U.
Yeah. It's the same feeling like
Which isn't a stupid assumption to make.
Good move.
You know?
But yeah, it's the same feeling like when console people get a PC game and a PC players get a console game. Like when PC players get like a Disgaea game, or when we finally get Gone Home after a year. Like it's probably not going to be that good as them 2 games, but it's generally the same feeling.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it's not a bad lineup. It's slightly underwhelming.
It's just not a great lineup of it. Yeah, it is definitely underwhelming, yeah.
Yeah,
The stuff they've got in the future looks cool. Like, so me and you got really excited over Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
That was the
Right.
best trailer of that
Yeah.
year. That was like hands down. That was better than Fire Emblem and STM.
Yep.
I never played the original, so I can't say.
Neither have I. But,
Alright. Oh no, I played
okay.
bits of the original. I played bits of the original.
You're playing in the same world, different characters,
Yeah.
same director doing the storyline. Different lasses designing character models this time. So in the original one, it was kind of like when you first played Final Fantasy VIII, and everybody was like to proportion, like
I
these were
see.
human
Makes
models.
sense.
Whereas now we've went back down, we've went slightly chibi, bit more like
Yeah, they're a
Final
little bit
Fantasy
animated as
IX.
well, aren't they? Yeah.
Yeah, which is really cool.
Yeah.
Done by a really good artist. Well, who did the character designs for quite a few good anime. But yeah, like that was the game that made me want to try and buy a Wii U, which I will in the future, and actually play Xenoblade and X because that looks massive, man.
Yeah.
That literally is a huge world and on a Nintendo console, which is an excellent combination.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's quite exciting.
But yeah, now we get to talk about a Red Hat. What do you think about the Red Hat then?
Are you talking about?
What is it about Odyssey?
Yeah, it's Odyssey, but I think the Red
Right.
Hat is Luigi. I think he's been
He's
turned
been
into a hat. Luigi has been turned into a hat.
That sounds
Like,
fucking creepy.
It makes the noise, and in traditional like Mario noise, I'm like, ooh, that could be Mario or Luigi.
Do you reckon it's like Princess Peach is not in danger, it's Luigi trapped in the hat and you need to travel the world in order
Luigi's trapped
to...
in a hat because like Bowser's like all dapper and shit.
Oh,
like
yeah.
he's just been
Bowser
to the
looks like
ball.
a pimp.
Like, literally,
God.
he's making his own
His white
movie.
suit and everything.
Yeah, he's got a movie where he kidnaps this broad. How cool is
When I saw that and it was like a movie, I thought it was going to be like, we're going to go into like different movie worlds, like Best Action Hero or
That
something
would
like
have
that.
been cool if you'd have jumped through TV screens in it.
That'd be awesome.
So they haven't shown off enough of this game to understand what it is. Like, there was a massive backlash about him running around New York.
Okay, but that like
But like,
In that-
yeah, it was that Hub World 4. Like,
we also
what do you
saw
mean?
like 8 other
So
worlds.
that's the thing. So the people said
Yeah, we did, yeah.
the last back I've seen is like, oh, it looks like my Sonic 06. Because you went around this, and it's in the Hub World. That's New York. Well, they never said that's the Hub World.
Dude, like we
Like,
were
they
in
never
New
once
York
said that's
for,
the Hub World. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think
My-
it's going to be like big hub worlds that you visit, like
Yeah, so I
galaxies.
think that would be like, I think that would be one of the levels, and you have, you know, that weird
Yeah.
foresty thing. There's a spacey one. There's a thing you want.
There
I
was
think
one that looked like Katamari.
There's
Like,
one-
it was really cool. All
Pastel
bright neon colours
shady.
and stuff like that. Oh
yeah,
man,
it looked like we were tripping balls.
I'd love to see like, I mean, they've already showed like Super Mario World 2,
Yep.
like with the parsnip or the turnip where he's carrying it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
hopefully we'll see something like a Paper Mario
Yeah.
version, and they
I think they
one.
did. I like
And-
that.
That'd be pretty cool.
The sewing one.
Yarn.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because they're just bringing out Yoshi for
Oh,
the
the Yoshi for that's the 3DS.
3DS,
right?
yeah. Even though it's like 2-year-old now, but shh.
Even if they're not clever ideas, stuff like that would just make it
Yeah.
fun to play.
Big one. Yeah. So what I liked
It's-
about Odyssey when they announced it was they also name dropped 64 and Sunshine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
like, okay,
They said it so many times.
like going like the idea of the hammering of like we're going back to that sort of design. So it doesn't mean you're going to be collecting stars in it because I couldn't see that in there.
There was
I
little
know,
like
there was no-
shapes on the leaf
Yeah,
or
so
something, right?
so I don't know what you're collecting in it or whether that's something. But the idea they're going, yeah, we're going here. To my knowledge, or from what I gathered from that, is you go back to these places and do different tasks, and they're kind of like semi-mini open world thingies.
Yeah. We might be
Which is
time
cool.
jumping. We're in a hot air balloon. That's weird.
There was
Yeah, that weird.
Maybe that was a
I
star.
don't know how that thing was.
don't know.
Maybe like Kansas and shit.
Can't imagine that.
That's it. The red hat is actually it's
Dorothy?
it's Dorothy's slippers, but now it's a hat that you can jump on, which is really cool.
Quite a good,
Just throw it out, jump
Yeah.
on it, yeah.
I was like,
Yeah,
that is
and you can
sim-
like choke that as an
that's
attack.
clever, but simple.
Yeah.
I like that.
No, I want to know more. I think we learn more about it at E3 this year as well.
Yeah.
There's
there,
a bit in the
same
video
moment.
where he's dancing to some radio or something.
Yeah.
There it is.
Boombox on the left hand side.
Maybe there are
yeah.
little mini games dotted around the open worlds because there's one in the New York setting where he's playing
Jump rope.
jump rope with
Yeah,
some
yeah.
kids.
Yeah.
So all these will be like little mini games.
Trying to jump rope 100 times at the beginning of Final Fantasy.
He jumps on top of a taxi in New York
Fucking
and
hell.
wrecks its hood, right? So,
Yeah.
Yeah, he does.
Don't know how that's gonna work out for him.
But yeah, like Odyssey looks cool.
Yeah.
It's really weird because like the Switch presentation was actually quite good game wise, like game after game. Like towards the end, once we got like Switch out of the way and aim and arms, and actually started getting into games,
Yep.
and yeah, it just didn't know when to stop. And then we ended on like an excellent Breath of the Wild trailer, like excellent. Can we also give a shout out to the translator for like losing his job?
Oh yeah. Poor
Um,
guy.
I feel sorry for him, but I also feel sorry for like Studio
Did he actually
51.
lose his job?
I hope he did.
I hope so,
Like,
so
I don't know the guy. If you
I
We'll
know.
have to come back to that stuff in a
So
minute,
he gave the presentation, and then shortly after there was a job opening in that position, and it's like, oh okay, two and two together.
Dear me.
He didn't seem very charismatic anyway.
he didn't.
So.
Like
No, not at
you
all.
can tell he'd been given nuts,
Yeah.
and then I think Studio 51 just came on and was just like, I'm gonna make it up, and like
Yeah.
he just
Yeah.
went for it.
Oh my god.
And I'm like, and he's looking at his nuts, going, fuck.
Clearly not what he's saying.
We talked briefly about the Sky 5 Complete Edition, which will have complete in its title.
Do you reckon they'll release any DLC after that?
And the Sky 5's like a year and a half old now.
Okay, yeah,
So
so-
you just get all the
They'll probably
DLC
just
with
get
it.
all of it packaged.
So it should have all the endgame, Carnival of Carnage, Baal, all the usual nonsense, lots of prinnies and sardines and stuff.
We talked a bit about Suda 51. I don't know.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
he came
left
on
off
and
briefly,
announced
and then
something with Travis Touchdown in. What that something may be, is open to
Nobody
speculation.
knows, yeah.
I'm sure there's a Reddit thread on it.
Don't know if even he knows.
He doesn't. He came out with
He's a-
concept art.
Yeah,
and just went,
yeah, we got some ideas.
It was it was Travis on the big
Yeah.
screen, right?
It was just
But he
like-
said it wasn't. I've heard it.
I think
isn't.
they said it's not No More Heroes
Yeah, yeah.
3.
No, like we don't need no more Heroes games. We've had
No, so it's
same
we
premise.
him in a different sort of game.
yeah. Have them as a James Bond like rip off. Like just have it as a comedy, but like all the Studio 51 stuff where Travis is like investigating the moon disappearing or something.
my
Like just
God.
have it down like that. Just like go for it.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
I'd
Like
play that.
yeah. Get
What
on.
else going on?
It's not a totally crazy idea because they probably can do something like that.
Like Grasshopper's probably like just working. It's going to be a mining mini game. We
So did we talk about Octagon Traveller? We did previously.
we
but-
did,
Where is
but
it?
the information we have is that there is no information.
Okay,
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
It looks cool.
So Splatoon 2 is coming out afterwards.
Sort of. Nintendo can get into esports now.
Yeah. What do you actually think of this game? Because I showed no interest in the Wii U version.
It's-
Yeah, I played the Wii U version. The Wii U
Yeah.
version's fun.
Yep. It's addictive.
With
Really.
You
not enough people play it, I don't think.
So
the online.
what's the like concept of the game? Is like you have to colour the floor and then
6v6.
Yep.
Twin stick shooter. You colour in the floor. What colour you are, you can jump into the floor and sneak up on people.
oh wow, okay.
Like
Yeah,
you
you turn
literally
into
just
like
cover
a
the floor
squid.
and you go, and you can, and it's basically if you step on your corresponding colour, down. Like
really?
you can't go anywhere that you have not covered. So
So you
it's
have to shoot the floor.
shoot the floor and
Yeah,
shoot the
you can shoot
people.
other people as well.
Okay.
The idea
Yeah,
is
like-
sort of
So
kind
already,
of territories.
already
you
I've got
kind of-
more of an idea of what this game.
Yeah, and you can
Yeah.
grenade like balloons full of tin, and
Yeah. It's fun, basically.
it is.
All right, I can dig this. Yeah.
Yeah, like it's what Nintendo does best. Good,
Yeah.
good IP.
So I sort of hope
that
this
work.
links back to their new, improved, new, bigger, better, cooler, newer, big, new online stuff.
Nintendo 64. I'm sorry.
Like, you know, with their whatever they want to do with their online.
What fuck is
This,
this?
well, yeah, maybe.
We'll get to that.
Like, but if they want to focus on online, something like this is probably a good thing to have because it's
You
fun.
got to give me that money, Dan.
That's the thing.
Got to give me that money for that
It's
online.
money.
Got to give me
Yeah,
that £2.27.
It'll be a fiver.
There is
a
no
month.
price on it.
It'll be a fiver.
It can't be.
It'll be. They have to compete with PlayStation. It'll
We are
be,
segueing onto the online
I know.
subscription.
We're gonna go back to that in a minute. But like with their new focus on online stuff like that, like these games could
These games, this
benefit
one game.
this one game. And others down the line, hopefully.
Yeah,
Mario-
we got Mario
Mario
Kart.
Kart.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Which
they
is-
could benefit from
should
having
already have a scene on the Wii U, right?
It does actually. But these things could benefit from having
Eight
better
player
online.
local co-op. That's kind of cool.
That is cool.
Yeah.
Where you untag your screen and
It's Totally
Yeah,
not
but-
new and revolutionary, but that's really cool.
no, but it's fun though.
Did you see that image of Mario Kart when they're playing on the table, but on the screen itself is actually split screen?
Yep.
Yeah.
Why?
I was like,
Yeah.
why?
I mean, apparently they did that so that you'd understand what's going on, but it just doesn't work.
Or just you don't understand what's going on.
No.
we know we're gamers.
I'm going to buy my own. Are we missing any games?
Actually, before we leave Splatoon, I just want to point out how cringeworthy was that presentation of the Splatoon dude and his two gun things and those weird
He
poses
He came out dressed
did.
as a
Oh.
squid doctor.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm a squid researcher.
Wait,
And
like,
he kept doing these weird poses, sort of like, oh, Splatoon 2.
It's like, oh, okay, maybe not.
Just
we
so.
we need to find. There was a guy that did an abridged version of 2014's E3 where Microsoft came on and just fucked everything, and then Sony came on and just like ruled the whole of E3.
Oh
that
my god, that was a good E3.
we need to find that guy, see if he's abridged the Nintendo Switch
It's
conference.
had
Oh, okay.
so many cringe-worthy
I
moments
can't
during that
remember which year
conference.
E3 it was, but do you remember? It was a Japanese developer who's like talking about Dynasty Warriors or something, and it's like 1 million troops. not to be offensive to anyone,
Oh,
but,
the accent.
and then it's like 1 million troops. Wow. And then
Yeah, and no one reacted.
no one reacted. Like it's like
And you stood there, you let that hang in the air as well.
You knew there was people at home going, 1 million troops on screen, that's
Yeah.
insane.
Oh.
You're like the random people that were really impressed when Dead Rising had like 500 zombies on screen.
yeah.
I was like, that's cool. Everybody in the crowd at E3 couldn't give a fuck.
No.
no.
They're all
But
pressed.
then is that stuff even impressive anymore?
I think
They're all pressed.
like,
They
we
don't
don't
need-
care.
yeah. So
Like,
back
and
then
that
it was
as
a
well,
bit
yeah,
more
that's
businessy,
true.
wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now it's a bit more.
The beginning of the Switch conference where I swang to the crowd and everybody's like, and I'm just like,
I was just sort of waiting for it. Like, oh,
I hope this is good.
I'm missing
I'm
around.
wasting my time if I'm.
Anyway,
So the rest. So anything to add to Splatoon 2, or was that?
no, just good squid scientist.
yeah.
Good, yeah.
Yeah.
oh fuck me.
We talked about
so
ARMS.
embarrassing.
And actually looks
Oh, that was really fun. Yeah.
it looks fast paced and fun. Like it looks like a fun game.
Yeah.
It's going to be competitive, no. But like playing for like 40 hours, no. But that's going to be a good drinking game.
Well, yeah, that'd be a good party game to have. You know, you set your Wii on.
That's the
you
reason
grab
you
an
spend
extra pair of
£5
controllers.
each for a wristband.
Yeah.
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 Are you
that's
guys
what-
worried at all that this is probably going to be like a £30-40 game?
It is.
I am not going to buy it day one. I'll buy it when it's like 15, 20 quid.
So I think so I'd wait for it to come down. Same with 1-2 Switch.
Yeah,
I'm not influenced about it. But like,
It's the fact that they
game
only
should be less
announced
money.
2 characters.
They did.
Yeah,
And
like-
I'm sat there going, you could, like, we saw other characters, like the guy who had like chainsaws for fucking boxing gloves. That was weird.
I think you get to swap them as you build, so you can have different arms.
Yeah, because
It's the crux of it.
like the fighting, like actual fighting games, like there needs to be like technique and structure and counter attacks and juggling and
Yeah,
grabs.
definitely.
Not just knockout, like punch out. It can't be
Oh,
like that.
there are grabs and
I'm not
and
saying
other stuff
be.
in this.
I'm not saying like be Virtual Fighter or Blaze Blue or like some really fucking hardcore fighting game. Just
It has to have more features than just
Be-
you sort
be
of like
Tekken
pummeling
2.
away. Yeah.
be Street Fighter 2.
Yeah.
Like learn from the best.
Yeah.
Put graphics on top of it. Killer Instinct did it.
I think it really needs to get down as gameplay and mechanics, because in terms of variety, there probably won't be much.
Yeah, that's-
And changing the map, it would just be like another
It's
fighting
just a
game.
cosmetic thing anyway,
because
isn't it? Yeah.
it's just a skin where you should have like ring outs and like environmental dangers. If you go for like wacky and wonderful, go for it.
Just have fun. Yeah.
Have a
You could
fucking lava
sabotage other
pit.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be really
Have like
good.
air vents with like poison that lasts for 10 seconds.
Exactly.
Like, yeah.
Yeah,
Nah.
there we go.
Good luck to ARMS. You're gonna need it.
Yeah, I want to play it, but I don't want to pay a full price for it.
So, in your free trial, that's going to be a free game for a month.
And then if you get hurt,
That'd
you
be
can
cool.
buy it.
It'd be cool if it was. I don't think it will be.
No,
Somehow.
it will be.
We've got a game here called Rhyme.
Rhyme, I want to play because I think it was really cool. It was announced, Christ, ages ago now, like years ago for the PS4.
Yeah, we had the trailer with the fucking crow, didn't we?
Yep.
Flying.
So it's I don't know if it's open world or not, but it's you know, you play as a little boy, you're lost on an island in the middle of nowhere just yourself, like no dialogue, no that sort of thing. And you kind of explore this island and like interact with like things on it. And it's like a kind of an odd puzzle exploring game.
Yeah,
It looks a little bit like if Myst had a little boy wandering around the island. Maybe not
Yeah.
quite as difficult as Myst or as
No, it has more like of a journey feel.
Trolley.
Journey, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
I will not voice my opinion on Journey.
No. So I think that's a cool game that they've been able to announce for it. To say this is going to coming out on Xbox One, PS4, and now the Switch.
Yeah.
That's a cool one to have.
It's
I just
probably
wish
going to
they'd
be like
had
a
more.
solid 4 hours.
Yeah, it
looks
won't be a
short
long
one.
game. Yeah, definitely not.
Yeah, a bit like Inside.
Yeah.
If it is one of these like almost like small types of game, I hope it can like really populate the online shop if they have one.
Oh yeah,
things
like
like
if
this.
the
Yeah,
indie
yeah.
just goes,
Exactly.
yeah, that would be
yeah.
really cool for it.
Yeah, so I'd like. Let that dude go away first.
I would like.
So what would you like?
Oh, yeah. Yes, I'd like to have the Nintendo store fill up with games that are on the PS4 store. Like whether that be games like Gone Home and Journey, maybe not Journey because Journey's PS4 suited.
Read
But
Only
that sort of
Memories.
stuff. And Read Only Memories, yeah. Stuff like that basically, but this.
Text Adventures would actually
Yeah.
work pretty well.
So games that for some reason the Wii U doesn't have on its store, but Xbox One and PS4.
Oh, get a Phoenix
have
Wright
stuff
title
to
on
with.
there.
There will be.
Get a Professor
There,
Layton
there'll be-
title on
there
there.
will be. Like, I'm looking forward to those sort of games getting announced. But I'd still want big games for it as well. I don't know, big games aren't like what sell a console all the time, but
I am quite happy
haven't
to
announced enough,
stand
like-
here and say that Nintendo can survive with our big games.
they can.
It should be able
but-
to. Get in with Sega, get in
Yeah.
with Atlas, get in with NIS America.
Yep, they have
Bring-
all
bring
those
Jap-
companies are on the list of
Yeah,
third
but,
parties
like,
that are interested.
Bring Japan to the West as a console.
Yeah,
Like, we've got rid of region lock now.
Yep.
We need to become Funimation and Crunchyroll and just translate everything. Translate everything, put it up digitally. If it does well digitally, release a couple of physical copies, keep
Yep.
yourself ticking over. but
Yeah.
I'm not a businessman. Like, if we have all those third parties, use them.
I was also going to say, even if we do get these like not so big budget games, it's a portable machine. It'll work perfectly fine there.
Oh, okay. Yeah. But I do think in like just financially,
Financially,
they need to win people over
in terms of
because
developers,
they kind
right?
of haven't at the minute. Yeah.
I mean, they released like before the reveal of the Switch, they had like developers.
Yeah, apparently they've got 80 games in development and yada yada yada, but
Yeah.
they didn't show
But that's-
enough of those things off.
That's just like
They showed off FIFA, they showed off
Skyrim.
Skyrim. Stuff that we kind of knew was already coming.
Yeah.
They didn't come out and say, oh, and by the way, Ubisoft are working on a Switch-only Assassin's Creed title or something. Like they should have done something. But they should have done something like that.
Oh,
They should have said, you know,
like your daggers or something.
well, no, you'd had with the controller.
So many
but-
ideas, which probably won't make it to the
No,
final cut of the
there's
game.
no- but like, they should have done. Or I'd have liked Capcom to come out and say, okay, you can't get Resident Evil 7 on it,
No.
but we've got Resident Evil Revelations 3.
No.
I'd like them to
Doing
come out.
Outbreak Files 4.
They're not, though, are they?
They're not.
So I'd like them to come out and say, look, you've got these big franchises that run on home consoles. The Wii U, we missed a lot of these things. The Switch is going to have these things. But at the moment, it looks a little bit like the Wii U.
I think they won over investors. I think they won over the money men. And I think that's kind of more important for them now.
It's a start, yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know. They're not the people that are spending money on the machine, though. We are. So, I don't know.
Time will tell.
Yeah.
Roll on March.
Again, like I said, like this is the first year of that initial launch lineup. They probably have big things in the works that they can't say about yet. So give it a year's time, when you'll kind of this thing will have its own sort of shape.
Yeah. Onwards to the online fistfuck.
So,
Yeah.
talking of the March time, release time,
Yep.
online is actually going to have like an online networking.
Yep.
From what we see. It's going to be apparently free initially, and then they're going to make you pay for it, like any other service that isn't the PC.
Yep. The online service you pay for only covers the online on the Switch, so they're not changing how it works on the 3DS or Wii U. So they're still free and normal.
That was a good move.
That is a good move, yeah.
On to the shit move.
Well, the free games that you don't get to keep.
So
What I was going to mention first is
Oh, go on.
we only know that this online functionality will be available in certain regions.
Oh yeah, that
so-
is crap as well.
North America.
North America North America, Canada, Mexico,
Yeah.
and then certain European regions, which I'm guessing
like-
the UK is going
I'd
to get.
imagine
Yeah.
in the UK because we're quite a big
And some of the
install
European
base for
countries.
Nintendo.
But it really sucks if because didn't this happen for PlayStation where the console didn't get released in certain regions until like months and months down the
Yeah,
line.
they staggered it.
Oh, it did.
Just
Yeah, you're
fucked
right.
everything up.
Yeah.
So hopefully those guys aren't left out for too long. 'Cause I'm guessing Nintendo fan base is pretty much global.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come like after Christmas, they should just have everybody sorted out. I would hope so.
Yeah.
Or at
Same.
least in the lead up.
Yep.
You were saying?
What was I saying?
Is it one of these?
I completely forgot what I was saying now.
We were on
There's
about
certain
the
games-
Oh wait, yeah, the PSN, PS Plus style games of gold,
Microsoft Games
whatever
of
they call it. Yeah.
yeah,
Nintendo
so
Plus Gold.
you get one SNES on NES game a month,
Yep.
but after that month, your time trial expires.
Yeah, you only get it for that month.
Which that shouldn't be a thing. Like, if this is a thing, I want to be paying like £1 a month. Like, because okay, what if they give you Duck Hunt? What if Duck Hunt is your game? Okay, like that isn't even worth quit. Like, it's a bad game. It's become a meme of itself.
I mean,
Everybody
the first
just
game
wants
they
to shoot
give
the
out will
dog.
be the original Mario Bros. Game. I'm relatively certain of that.
But it doesn't need to be.
It doesn't need to be.
It needs to be a Metroid, it needs to be a Castlevania, it needs to be something that is really hard to get a hold of. It needs to be like a bit of gaming history. Like, Nintendo literally has like 40% of gaming history underneath their ass pocket. They need to be releasing that, but not just one game a month. I want like 2 to 3.
Do you reckon like maybe one per platform in terms of
One of each. It'll be cool.
Yeah.
And then we can go through it.
But they have only name dropped NES and SNES so far.
Yeah, but like,
Which I find odd. Like, I don't know. Like, they're not going to give away like a Switch game. That's fine.
Yeah, like
But I'd like to say, yeah, and you get this N64 game, or
that's, yeah,
this
like
GameCube game, or like you.
if they give Sunshine away,
I
that'd be
think,
cool.
yeah, but I think just narrowing it down to just NES and SNES
Play the hell out of Sunshine.
is aiming at like old school fans, people that want to play the old retro games and stuff like that.
Yeah, like
Like,
they've got Turok.
yeah, so I'm.
T-Rock, the dance one there. Wow. I was just going to say, like, on the other side, I wouldn't mind so much if we didn't keep the games, if they gave us an option to buy them after. Because if you think about it, if they say, like, this month we're going to release Super Mario Brothers 3 for this month, that'd be quite an interesting, like, talking point for that month, because it'll get everyone playing again for that month.
Yeah, which is cool.
Like, if you buy it at a discount for a limited time,
So that's the thing, I'd like to say
Exactly,
that, after the month you get it for a discount.
give me
Whereas
40,
people
60%
don't.
off.
Yeah.
I'll buy that.
Exactly,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'll buy that on my 32 gig fucking hard drive. But since it's a SNES and NES game, it's
I'll take up no space.
It's
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
no space.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Theoretically.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, I still think they're going to go back somewhat on their online subscription thing. Maybe more games.
Yeah.
It needs to be more games than one. We're not paying a $5 a month for one game
Yeah.
that we're going to keep for a month.
For a month.
That nobody's buying that. We've got an app now, so we don't even need voice chat online. What's my subscription paying for? I can no.
Did you say it's a mobile app you voice chat through, and didn't you mention earlier that you have to there's limited versions of this?
Yeah, like there's a trial.
Oh, you
thing
might have
and
to pay for the app,
unlock
yeah.
the full bloody app. I'm like, no.
I mean, they do know that like phones can do conference calls and stuff over WhatsApp,
yeah.
right? For free.
Skype has been a thing for many years.
And that, yeah.
I can phone people
So,
on fucking Facebook, man.
yeah.
That is true.
So yeah, I find that idea ridiculous.
So yeah, like overall they kind of put a few foot wrong, like conference-wise, but
Yep.
they're gonna go back on stuff. They're gonna announce stuff that doesn't
They
really
will,
happen.
and it's early days, so they can fix all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, like games announced, yay! Like that was a good games announcement. Like we got on a roll and we didn't stop.
Yeah, I wish there was more third-party stuff. Like what I found about it was a lot of it was stuff that even Nintendo properties like Mario and Zelda,
Yeah.
stuff that Nintendo's already had, like Xenoblade Chronicles, or the outside companies were working on other Nintendo properties.
But
There wasn't enough games announced that I wasn't expecting, basically.
yeah, but we need to play it safe to a certain extent. There's a lot riding on Nintendo for this. I assume.
Yeah.
Like the Wii U must have they must have been betting
Wii U must
quite
have hurt
heavily.
them. Yeah.
But yeah, overall, good.
Yeah. They're a company, they want to make money, so they're not going to intentionally make something crap.
For the gamers.
And I don't think the Switch is
really.
crap. It's just, I think, at the moment, it could be a lot stronger.
Yeah.
And there's little things I think like you should have changed that for that.
The Witness. Bring the Witness to the Switch.
Yeah.
That would make sense.
Oh yeah, EA is supporting. Hang on, I forgot about that. I just read that now.
Do you reckon we'll see a Battlefield game on there? Probably
no.
not, right?
But EA didn't really support the Wii U.
Oh no, they released Mass Effect 3, right?
They did, but that's
Yeah.
about it.
That's it, okay.
There were really nothing else to count for it. So the idea that they were supporting it again,
Yeah. But
like EA own a lot of shit.
yeah, they've
So
got lots of little studios.
Yeah, so I sort of hope that that means that maybe other things are in development for it, and there will be. And Ubisoft has said they've apparently got a couple of things in development for it.
Which will probably be like I think I've heard Rayman.
They are getting Rayman Origins Complete or something like that, they call it, or Deluxe Edition with that stuff. And I'm
That
sure
was
there's
a
other
solid
stuff.
game.
Yeah, that's really
it was,
good.
yeah.
That's a cool game for it. I just want all these companies to come out and say we got this, this, and this. I want a couple of games from each company to get me excited, rather than they say, yeah, we've got 80 games in development. Sorry, here are five people.
5 people.
Here are 5 people that come and say, here are 5 of them. But then we didn't get 5 of them. Like Suda 51 announced nothing. Sega announced nothing. Did Capcom?
They literally came on and said,
We've got some stuff. Bye. Did Capcom announce anything? No, Capcom weren't there, were they?
I know there's a Street Fighter version.
Street
right?
Fighter Ultimate.
Oh yeah.
Which actually looks really cool, by the way.
It does. It does.
Like, yeah, the graphics upgrade on it is insane.
Yeah.
So it's like the old number 2, right?
You can switch between
Oh really?
graphics from 4
Oh, wow.
to 2, and that's cool. Yeah, like there was more stuff at the Treehouse than there was at the actual conference.
There was, yeah. The Treehouse thing showed off a bit more stuff. And
I'm less worried now. I'm not worried about the Switch. Switch is going to make its money this Christmas. I'm quite happy with that. Mario will see to that. Zelda will see to that. Again.
Yeah. I'm happier about. Again, going back to third-party developers, I think the thing that scared them off of the Wii U was they didn't want to make games with a second screen thing.
Yeah.
They got to focus on that and on this and use all these things in it. Whereas for the most part,
Killed Star Fox again.
Yeah. So for the most part, the Switch is the TV and your controller. You don't have to use the motion stuff.
Yeah.
When it's in your hand again, you have to move motion stuff. Like
Yeah. It's what become what people did with the Vita.
Yeah, it's a
they
bit
just
of an
forgot
old
about all of its
console
functionalities and just
Yeah, you don't need to.
Sony handheld. Let's go.
Yeah.
So
Which is kind of a shame, but it kind of led to some really, really good games.
yeah. So hopefully they work that out quicker than the Vita and don't let it die.
I think next year is make or break.
Yeah, I think year one's too early to tell.
Yeah, people will buy a console and then sit on it for 6 months.
Yep.
They'll replay Breath of the Wild like 3 times because I assume it's going to be such a good game.
Personally, think if they do get their online store and everything up and running, it would probably be. I suppose you could probably compare it to the Vita, where there's a massive catalogue online of classic games.
Yeah,
But
Yep.
if they don't release, like you said, the mainstream titles and stuff like that, then
But you need something that's you need
They-
those to make money.
yeah. They've got the whole of PlayStation 1 back catalogue on the Vita, and everybody forgets like Parasite Eve,
Oh,
and,
Yeah.
Fear Effect,
Clock Tower, Resident Evil, Silent
all the
Hill.
Final Fantasies
Yeah, all of
around
them.
there. Yeah, that's cool. Like all that's for your Vita as well.
Yeah. Plus, people that are buying the remaster of Parappa the Rapper, it's already
Yeah.
there. Like,
It's cool.
People are in that nostalgia.
Yeah,
mode
you've got,
recently,
like-
thanks to Parappa the Rapper and Crash
You've got like
Bandicoot and stuff.
70 PSP games on there as well.
exactly, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Medieval.
Damn, man.
That's true.
Well, cool. Yeah, I think we've been down on it a bit, but that doesn't mean we hate it.
We advise you to buy one if you can name 5 games you will play.
Yeah. I can just
5.
about name that.
Yeah, I would say 10, but
Yeah.
like
Early days where we've done it, yeah.
they're 60 quid. We can only name
Yeah.
5.
I can name 5 that I want. I can look and think, okay, I want that, and that. So I just hope that past those things,
Yeah,
it just all goes up from there.
we need a trickle of good games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're never going to get near.
What about the Samurai one? No.
New.
Do you,
No.
talking of Samurai, do you reckon we'll get a Red Steel?
Oh my
Switch?
god!
Because that was like a launch title, right? For the
I had Red
was
Steel.
the-
That was quite.
What was
Also
the
fun,
puzzle one about the? You literally just reverse time and dodge.
what, Braid?
Is it? It's the everything's white and red. It's like
Super hot.
yeah.
That's so when you move, the time moves.
Time when you move, when you move.
Yeah. Excellent game.
Yeah, yeah.
Insanely
Yeah.
good. That's a Switch title right now.
So those sort of stuff
That
would be cool on the
insane.
Switch, yeah.
You actually move. How cool would
Oh,
that be?
why actually move the controller? Because I think the screen's got an accelerometer in it, right?
Oh, well, that'd be
Or a
pretty
gyroscope or
difficult,
something,
'cause
innit?
Slight movement would be.
Like, oh.
But it would be cool because have you ever seen the VR version of Super Hot? It's like you can literally just like
love it.
whack the guns out of the way and like.
Cool.
But yeah,
Got the plastic handheld ones, yeah. So that's our last leaving bit of advice to Nintendo. Super hot.
Super Hot.
Super Hot,
It's your game
yeah.
of the year.
Make it game of the year.
See you guys.
Try.
See ya.